Welcome to the latest video of the Excel interface add-on for OpenText PPM, or XLI for short, where we showcase the latest set of new capabilities. The XLI is a widely popular add-on for OpenText PPM, which was first launched in 2010 and has been continuously enhanced since. Previous videos available on our website show other modules and the day in the life of videos using XLI for roles such as project managers and resource managers. But before we talk about these new capabilities, let me take a quick step back and briefly describe what the XLI is all about. So the tagline for the solution is flexibility of Excel with the governance of PPM. And it is an alternative Excel-based UI versus the standard browser-based UI for PPM. It provides for a faster and more accurate data management experience. It also possesses some unique PPM transaction shortcuts and special control features to boost productivity. And most importantly, it covers all key PPM user transactions. Today, we're announcing a new set of XLI features which allow you to work even smarter with XLI. So these new features make it easier to collaborate and personalize the work on such items like never before, while also taking advantage of Excel-only features. When we work on different PPM items, wouldn't it be great to be able to easily add personal comments, share, highlight, create watch lists, integrate Outlook, and even be notified for every update we care about? And now you can. Let's go ahead and see these new features in action. So I moved over to the XLI, which is simply a macro-enabled Excel workbook to the user. The first thing I need to do is go ahead and log into the XLI using my PPM credentials. So everything's been pre-filled. And if my PPM was single sign-on enabled, I actually bypass this screen completely. Go ahead and log in. So after I've authenticated, the XLI exposes a bunch of different tabs that correspond to different functionality or PPM modules. So here we have a workbook for financial summary, and we have one for resource pools. I'm going to go ahead and go over to requests. In PPM, almost every form is basically requests, and that includes proposals, projects, and programs. So this tab is therefore a generic module for retrieving and update any type of PPM requests for which the organization has decided to enable the XLI for. For the purpose of this demo, I'm going to go ahead and work with one request type, which is very popular, and it gets updated in very large numbers, and that's project issues. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on the magnifying glass icon and select project issue as a request type. And once I've selected it, the first thing it's going to do is actually pull up all the custom filters that were configured for this request type. So in this case, I can filter for project issues by project, priority, lead business unit, etc. So I'll go ahead and click on the search icon. And as a result, it's going to go ahead and show me the list of active issue requests, which I'm authorized to work on. And there's more than 250. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick the first couple, which I think is around 9, and click on Go. Now the XLI is going to go ahead and download these 9 requests or issues into the worksheet. Just make it a little bit smaller so we can look at more data. So now from this screen, I can go ahead and create, update, and delete these issues as quickly as my fingers can move, and send all these changes back into PPM with a single save operation using this button here. But that's not new though. What is new is a set of collaboration personalization features I mentioned earlier. So to activate these features, I first need to highlight the row or rows which I like to act on. So let me find a good issue. In this case, I'll just select this one issue and highlight that row. So in previous versions of XLI, when I clicked on a row, I was prompted if I want to copy this row. And now when I click on it now, I'm actually presented a little menu item with a bunch of different options. So here we have the copy row, which previously existed, but now is activated through this new button here. Now let's talk about these new buttons. With this option here, I can actually add a comment to my row or rows. I'll go ahead and click on it and insert a comment. So I can also select if I want to keep it private or not. Let me just add a quick note. Okay, so went ahead and added a note. You can see that little note here. Let's continue on. So the next new option is to actually highlight a row or color the row. So I'll click on that. Now I'll select a color. Now we've highlighted this particular row in purple. So one nice thing about these capabilities is that the actions user takes are stored to the server, which means that whenever the same request data gets downloaded, things like comments or highlights are preserved. And I'll go ahead and show that a little bit later on. Now let's take a look at the next option. And this is around getting update notifications. So if a certain request or requests need to be closely monitored, I can ask to be notified for every single update or every status update. So when I click on that, I can specify what I want to be updated on. So I'll click on every request update and status update. And this is independent of the PPM core product notifications. And these get triggered regardless of whether the request got updated through the XLI or through the core browser interface. Now let's talk about sharing through Outlook. So the first option here is around Outlook appointments. So what if I determine that this issue requires a meeting to discuss, or I just wanted to update my own calendar as a reminder? So one click here, I can create an Outlook appointment, and this also copies all the request data into the Outlook appointment. So here is the information from the particular request or issue, and up top I can actually add a little note to myself. Continuing on. And similar to Outlook appointments, you can actually add an Outlook task. So I'll click on that. Now I've created an Outlook task and it's copied over the project issue information into the body of the task. And up top again, I can add a little extra verbiage to that. So let's talk about this last option here. So what if I wanted to share or request information from someone related to this issue, or ask someone to take action, perhaps even someone who doesn't even have access to PPM? I can go ahead and email that record to that person using this button. So go ahead and create an Outlook email. Now let's go ahead and show how you could filter for information which I've actually made comments or highlighted. So I'll click on the search icon again. Now click on highlighted a comment and search. I'll bring that over. Now only brings the request or requests that have been highlighted or have comments on. So I have simply a nice little watch list. Let's go ahead and conclude. I hope you found this video interesting and the new capabilities useful. The XLI has been used for years by some of the top customers in Europe, Australia as an alternative PPM UI for enhancing productivity and data quality. And now with this latest set of features, we believe that these benefits will only increase. Whether you're one of our existing XLI customers or not a customer just yet, whether you're a small or large organization, please feel free to contact us at info@ppmetrics.com or visit us at our website, ppmetrics.com. Thank you.